Lesson 14.9 is average value algebraically with polynomials only. So we're going to just do one problem because polynomials all basically are the same. So we've got this function and it says find the average value of f. Find the average y value, which comes from integration. And I'm going to integrate from -1 to 1 of my function f of x with respect to x. And it might look better to go ahead and plug our function in, the 4x squared plus 5. You could put parentheses around if you want so you know it's all together, but we're integrating that. Since we want average value, not just saying what's the slope of this, we're going to have to divide it by the b minus the a. So 1 minus -1 is 1 plus 1. So then we need to do exactly what we were doing before with this part. We're going to have to antiderive this, and then we'll have to find what that area is from -1 to 1. So remember, I add 1 to the power, so that'd be x cubed. Then I'm going to take 4 divided by 3, so that'd be 4/3. Unfortunately, it keeps it a fraction. Plus, I'm just going to have to tag on an x to the 5. And again, I'm going from -1 to 1. And then we'll have to divide all of this by 2. Okay, so then I've got 4/3, and I'm going to plug in my b value of 1 plus 5 times 1. I should get a number out of that. Minus, then I'm going to plug in the -1, my a value, and I'll get that done, and then I'll do the divided by 2. Just sometimes I forget to do that part. 1 cubed is 1. 1 times 4/3 is 4/3. Plus 5. Oops, and it says in simplest form. So this is over 1, but if I were to take this times 3, that would be 15/3. So I'm going to cross that out and make that 15/3. So 15 plus 4, that's 19/3 that I'm getting there. Okay, and then here I've got -1 cubed, which is -1 times 4/3 is -4/3. 5 times -1 is -5. That would become -15/3 or -19/3. But there's a minus sign between them. So that's going to become 19/3 plus 19/3, which is 38/3, divided by 2, which is the same thing as multiplying by a half. This is where the averaging comes in. So then I can simplify. The 2 and the 38 would become a 1 and a 19. So it would become 19/3. Duh. Averaging 19/3 and 19/3 would still be itself 19/3. So that should be the average y value, which is about, let's see, 18/3 would be 6. It's like 6 1/3 would be the average y value.